What's up, guys? This is K-LOon, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but we are back for another episode of Community Kitchen, where we are cooking up the latest and greatest gaming news headlines. And who better to join me today than my sous chef, Aden? Why don't you say what's up?
Welcome to Community Kitchen, where we are like Tony in the sense of we're hawks at spotting news. Oh, skateboard joke. What?
We're going to be shredding some gnar, as the youth say. But before we get into any of that, we'd like to say thank you to anybody and everybody who is liking and subscribing here to Game Sandwich. And if you're new, join in on the fun. Links to our Discord, where we're talking about all of our favorite games, are linked down below. Now, I have a problem with the community at large, and no, this isn't a gamer grudge. This is a community.
What's your problem?
There's a lot of problems. I got a lot of problems going on now. But
99 problems, and skate is definitely one of them.
skate is definitely one. That might be the 100th reason. Who knows? But so I've been looking forward to this skate game coming from EA. The playtest has been out there. People are saying it's fun. And me, generally, I enjoy games like Skate. It's an open sandbox world, kind of do whatever you want, customize your player. Great. That's fine. But then EA does this EA thing, which, call me the fool, shouldn't have trusted them in the first place with this. But there is a story coming out over the weekend where an EA forum post really got people talking, and in its regards to this latest batch of Skate playtest, and people were asking, will this Skate game have an offline mode? Long story short here, the answer is no. There's a lot to unpack there. But they say the game and city are designed to be living, breathing, massively multiplayer skateboarding sandbox that is always online and always evolving. Yeah, air quotes there. You'll see the bigger things evolve, like changes to the city over time, as well as smaller things like live events and other in-game activities. In order to deliver our version of skateboarding world, the game will always require a live connection. That is probably not much of a surprise if you've been in our playtest. Now, Aiden, I want to first ask before I start rambling here. Always online, skate game.
Is it too much to ask for that not to be a thing anymore? I'm personally sick of the always online thing. Personally am. Mainly because, as many of you know if you watch our videos, that I used to work at GameStop, and I lived in an area where a lot of people would come in and they would ask if a game specifically was always online, and if we told them yes, it was, they would immediately walk away, not buy the game, because they couldn't confirm that they would always be able to be online to play the game. Instead, it was, oh man, oh, it's always online. Well, my internet might go out. I might miss an internet payment or whatever, and yada, yada, yada. Or, or like just in general, we lived in an area with spotty internet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Verizon, for that,
Shout out.
Or sorry, Atlantic Broadband too. Should call them out. But,
Multiple
but we
people.
lived in an area where internet connection went out a lot because of storms and everything too. And it was like, yeah, that stuff happens. You can't always be online. So why would I want a game if that's always going to be online, if I can't be online?
There's so much wrong here. And again, it's EA, should have known better. That's on me. But I live in a world where like NBA 2K exists. They have that whole the yard or the street, whatever they're calling it. WWE 2K has the island of relevancy, where it's like an open world where everyone's kind of hanging out, going to the stores, facing each other. It's a living, breathing world, but there is a single player aspect to that game. So whenever I look at EA and Skate, I'm like, why isn't that a thing where it's like a menu? You start up the game and you can be like, all right, I want to go into what they're calling this world, San Vansterdam. Whatever name that means, hey, whatever. But it's like, hey, I want to go into the open world, or I want to go into the multiplayer online thing. Hey, that's fine. Here's a single player mode where it's just you. You can do your missions, you can level up, and do whatever you want there. Again, like you said, is it that hard? Like, is it that complex where it's like, you could just do a single player, it's fine. Like, there's gonna be people that do this. And I only say that because I'm a person right now, 2 weeks ago, I was playing Skate 3 offline because of this news, or not because of this story, but because of like Skate is coming back. I was like, man, I want to kind of jump in, play it a little bit, relive those days. And now it begs the question, what happens when they decide, hey, 10, 12 years down the line, whenever they shut off the servers, what happens there? Like, that's my big gripe.
Oh, then, it happens like the one story we covered where like you just won't have access to the game anymore and you would have paid 60 like 50 $60 or whatever for a game that you no longer have access to because you bought the rights to the game, not the actual game.
It kills me. It really does. And to say that, like, all right, always online, there's a few games that require that for the download of the game, where it's like you have to have an internet connection to download the game. Whatever at that point. That's the modern way of doing things, and that's how they dictate.
I mean, even that can be annoying. I mean,
Yeah.
especially because I know Nintendo is going that route too, with needing to download the game even though you have the card and everything. Even that's annoying, especially for people who can't always rely on an internet connection. It's
Yeah.
like I get we live in a modern era where internet is like everywhere, but not
Is it?
everyone has it.
And it's
Not
like it
everyone
could
who
be there.
games has access, And until we have like something that's like a standard basic internet connection for everybody, that's like not costly, maybe like a $10 or $20 a month thing. That's like a bare basic, hey, you have slow internet but still internet that you can use to connect. Until we have that, this isn't really a viable thing, because we do have people who live way out in the middle of nowhere who want a
Mm-hmm.
game, but they can't because they don't have internet.
Mm-hmm. And let's just say, because we posed this question, we did a video a while back talking about the playtest. Let's just say, hey, like, you're one of those people that buy into Skate. You're all about it. You spend the Van Damme dollars or whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays, and you really invest in this game up front. And the common theme amongst modern games is, all right, you launch and you have the hot player base at the start, and then what if you fall off? What if Skate falls off? What if there's another Concord situation? That game's gonna live in infamy. I've just accepted that. I'm gonna bring it up whenever we talk about online games. But what if shame on me. But what if they choose to stop like 2-3 weeks out from doing this and you're sitting there spending your money? Granted, you should not be right away. And then what if they cut the servers like 2-3 weeks out?
Yeah.
Like, what if this falls flat and then we're like,
Goes the way
I
of
don't know.
XDefiant, except it's not free.
Yeah. No. Again, always online bugs me to the point where it's like, there is, based off Skates 1 to 3, where people loved the single player and there was the multiplayer. I get wanting to have a world like this in a game like this. It will give it longevity if it hits. Again, that is what you're hinging on. The if it hits. We talked about, is skateboarding hot nowadays? I don't know. Like, I'm not. I don't know what the youth is in tune with nowadays, but is skateboarding one of the things? This is what you're betting on. You're betting on the idea that this game is going to be hot, people are going to be playing it, and your open worldness is going to jive with everybody. Which, as of right now, I've only seen negative around this.
I mean, what is their target audience with this? Honestly, like I now you have me questioning this.
That's what I'm
Sorry,
saying.
live like change of thought here because I was thinking one thing and then Kevin said that, but who is their target audience? Is it people like us who grew up with the skate games and we're like, oh man, we want to play this, or is it young kids? Because I don't even know if they're skateboarding. I have no idea.
Uh,
My niece doesn't skateboard.
that's what I'm. That's exactly what I'm worried about. And it also, like, I'm scrolling through headlines. It's all negative. There's no goodwill towards this, and it's like, oh, bad news. Sorry, it looks like EA is gonna have always online. And again, like, the core audience, who are you playing towards? You look at Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Are they trying to capitalize off that crowd? will that crowd be able to get you over the hump as far as like, hey, 2-3 years, we're still doing all right in Skate? The merit of the Skate franchise, the last game, Skate 3, came out in like what, 2011? I want to say. I'm going to look this up right now.
You know what?
20,
I'm just gonna
2010.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna call it now. I envision this new version of Skate just flopping. I envision it not doing good, like it doing okay day one, doing okay for a little while, and then being like X Defiant, where it ends up just going away. But the key difference is that EA is not going to care, and they're not going to refund everybody when when they sunset the game or anything. They're going to be like, "Oh, it didn't perform well, so we're just going to lay off like one of our studios." And then there's just going to be another wave of layoffs that we keep hearing about, and then they either will sunset the game or it'll just die and they won't update it. It's going to be one or the other.
That was my thing heading into this. Whenever they were like, "Oh, a new Skate is coming out," I got hyped. I was like, "Cool, I love Skate. Gonna probably play it, see what it's all about, whatever." And then this creeps in, and then you're like, "Okay, I see the writing on the wall." But the one thing I've always maintained through this all is this isn't gonna shake up gaming. This isn't gonna be transformative, at least in my opinion. I haven't played it, so I really can't speak to it. But a new Skate game in 2025, 2026, whenever it decides to launch, it's more of a novelty. It's more of like, hey, like it's going to be hot. Like you said, for the first maybe 2 weeks, people are going to hop back in and relive the glory days. But I don't see like any strong thing to say like, hey, this game's got legs. This is going to go. This is going to be the next hot thing that everyone's streaming. I don't think so. I really don't. And I hate to say it because I love Skate 3. I was playing that a lot back in the day. But now you're saying always online internet connection, people don't jive with. Apparently they're changing pricing in the playtest as they go. So it's like, hey, if you spend in the game, you're going to be either refunded or whatever whenever the game goes live. So again, oh yeah, here it is, microtransactions. We know that
we already talked about that. And,
well, they expanded on that in this post. We know that you're using real money during the playtest is a little unusual, but we think it's the best way to properly assess and adjust the system before launch. If you see prices or other things changing over time, please understand that this is normal, and of course you will receive an amount you spent during the playtesting in San Van Bucks when we reset for early launch access. So
now the big question is in the Skate universe, is there tariffs, and is it going to increase because of tariffs?
This is not good, and it gets
and that's
worse.
the excuse Nintendo gave.
No, exactly, and this is what they're saying. Like we said, if you choose to participate in the playtest and spend real money, whatever you spend will be returned to you in SVB. And if you buy 20 SVB, you will enter early access with 20 SVB worth waiting for you in the same EA account. So you spend your money, it'll be there whenever they launch. But again, you spend the money now in the playtest. Do you think this game survives more than like 2 years? And I'm talking like EA acceptable level of this game. We're going to support it. We're going to add on to it. I don't. I really don't.
I think EA gives up on this game within a year. Personally, I think they do. And I don't want to. That's the thing.
No,
I don't want to. But I envision EA as such a negative company at this point that I really feel like it's going to go the route of give it within the first year. They talk about how it underperforms because they did a bunch of stuff that people don't like. And then after that, you end up hearing about how they laid off a bunch of workers who were on the project because it underperformed and they had to lay them off. And then it's just going to end up going the same route that everything else goes, where it just goes, okay, well, now we have such a limited team working on the game, we can only keep the servers running, and the servers will keep running. And I don't think they're going to shut the servers down like within 2 years. I think the servers will just be there. But I don't envision them like updating it or doing anything with it like meaningful, that is.
Oh, so to get further clarity here, they are planning to launch in early access later this year, 2025. We don't consider the early access launch the finished version of Skate, and neither should you. That's what they're saying in this blog post.
Okay.
And it's just wild to me now that we're sitting here kind of sifting through this blog post. It's fighting an uphill battle. We don't know. I mean, again, early access implies you're going to be paying something to get into this game. Will people be willing to pay that, knowing that whenever you get into the game, it's always online, it's going to have microtransactions in this San Van bucks or whatever, and it's like we're having, again, the same conversations around Marathon, Concord, all of these live service games that launch and fail because they're thinking, yeah, we can launch and we can have this and it'll survive. It's going to be fine. People are going to buy. I don't know. I don't think that's... Yeah, Skate... I don't want to say it now, but I think it's cooked.
Yeah, I've you know my stance already. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see it performing extremely well. I don't. Not based off of what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I could be proven wrong. The whole early access period thing could prove to be good for them, because maybe they'll see it and they'll say, "Oh, when we do the full launch, we should just do away with it being a paid game. We should just do a free-to-play game or something." Maybe that'll change it. You know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll make changes. Maybe they'll listen to people. It's EA. I doubt it. EA, they are never there to listen to the people. They never are. It is EA, pay to play. That's it.
And
there's the slogan.
And to kind of not be so sour towards the end, they're doing the right thing by getting this game in front of a lot of people. That's where games like Concord failed, where they're just like, hey, take the game, here's a trailer, and you'll play it at launch, and you'll like it for $40. People are playing it, they're giving feedback. EA, again, but as we all know, it's up to them to actually respond to the criticism, which they've notoriously not been doing. So, I don't know. It's very up in the air. I want to see what the final price tag is for a game like this. If they're going to charge 70 or now 80 or whatever, I don't see it getting to that point. I think you launch at, like, what, $20? And that's even pushing it for a game like this where it's, like, always online, microtransactions, I don't know. But
I mean, most games like this are free to play. So
They are. And it should be. That's where I'm standing. But, yeah, I hate talking bad about Skate because I love this franchise and I played a lot of it. But again, the always online thing makes me worry where it's like, if I want to hop back in like I am doing now with Skate 3, I'm not going to be able to years down the line or whatever. I'm still going to have to rely on Skate 3, and if that's still around whenever they take down the game from Game Pass or whatever, you're in a precarious spot. But yeah, any final remarks here for Skate, or can we grind this one out?
My reception is pretty negative. Sorry about that, people. You can call me the most hated and negative person there is. Sorry about that. But you know what? I do want to know your thoughts, though, in the comments. Let us know if you have been playing this Skate, Skate playtest or whatever. And just let us know if it's good. Let us know where you think it's going to be and everything. And if you want, we could do a video on, just, community reaction, too. Because, I mean, there is the forums. We could always do a whole video on what people are actually saying about it. But from a media standpoint, it's pretty negative.
Pretty negative. But, yeah, that about does it here for this episode of Community Kitchen. And if you're new here to Game Sandwich, consider dropping a like and subscribing here for all the latest gaming news, rumors, and reviews. And if you want to talk more about your favorite games or you want to talk to us, join our Discord. Links to that is all in the video description down below. But as of right now, I've been K-Lo, joined by Aden, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.